Hey there, welcome to episode 105 of WhysAdvice. Give you a second to get caught up and get in here. Probably don't need my sunglasses at 10 p.m. But hope all's going well with you tonight, and let's see what's going on. Got a good show for you planned tonight. Let's see who pops in first. Nicole, good to see you. How are you? Good evening to you. Jeff checking in, very nice. Angie, good evening to you. Very cool. Pamela, good evening. Let's fire up Instagram, shall we? Donna, good evening to you. Let's see. Susan, howdy. Hawaii's checking in. Barbara checking in. Good evening. I got Donna, right? I saw Donna checking in. Ginger's checking in. Good evening to you. Ray is here. Good evening. Jeannie, you're here. Hello. Instagram folks checking in. Good to see you. Doing most of the stuff with Facebook, but I'll pop in on Instagram every once in a while. But I want to give Instagram listeners the opportunity to listen in as we record the show live. So very cool. Jeannie, good evening. I think I got you there. Sandra, good evening. Araceli, hello. Linda's here. Jill, good evening. Elise from Wheaton, good evening to you. Julie saying hello. Super Bat FatDag. Yvette's checking in. Lacey is over on Instagram. Good evening to you. Thank you for checking in. Kathy, you got the alert. So I think sometimes on the Facebook side, I think the alert comes in depending on how your phone is set up. You may have a setting where you silence notifications late at night. So that could be it. But I'm glad you saw the alert. Therese out of Chicago. Good evening. Colby. Woohoo! Leslie's here from Maryland. The gang is checking in. Patty out of Minnesota. Lynn from California. Good evening to you. Terry from Kansas City. Cool. Danielle's here from Ottawa. Very cool. We've gone international. TL from Connecticut. Hope is here on Instagram as well. Let's see what else we got. Denise is here. Nitha's here. Hey Nitha, anything you want to share at all that you want to talk about? If you do, let me know. I'll put it into the show. Jennifer from California, Central Coast. Denise, mile 5 of 6. Keep going. Jamie out of Arkansas. Vicky says hello. Cleveland, Ohio. Kathy's checking in. Denise, I'm glad we're catching you running. Patty out of Sacramento is here. Good evening, Patty. Patty's over on Instagram. Trevor's here from North Carolina. Enza, hello. Corey, good evening. Rockford, Illinois. Debbie's checking in. So Hope is down 30 pounds today. How cool is that? Today! And Nitha, you're right, 10%. So let's work that in. So Hope on Instagram, tell me what, is it just Hope? Because I want to work it into the show. What's your first name? Is it just Hope? And so I'll get Hope and Nitha. Let's work those in here. Oops, let's see. I didn't get that. So let's go Hope. Minus 30. Nitha is down 10%. Very cool. Cool. All right, Hope, I got you at the end of the show. Towards the end of the show, I will mention that you are down 30 pounds. So congratulations on that. Feels good, right? Doesn't it feel cool? Those round numbers are fun. So, all right. Give me 2 seconds to get the show ready. I have this email that I forgot to proof. I want to check that real quick. Let's see. Sorry. All right, cool. Araceli's got a new pair of jeans, smaller size. Woohoo! You're down in, where'd it go? Instead of 14, down to size 8. Man, that's incredible. Very cool. All right, let's get this thing rolling. Let's get some recording going. Always trying to figure out exactly where it goes. Testing 1, 2. Oops. Got too much stuff going on. And mic check 1, 2. I know you guys probably laugh at me every time I do a microphone check, but there's been a couple times that I've done the show and I go back to the recording after and the audio is all garbled, and so I have to reboot the computer. So I want to make sure that the second before I record that it's recording right and the computer doesn't need a reboot. So that's why that is. And there's been a couple times too where I also didn't even record the show. I did the whole show and didn't even record, so that's crazy. So I think we are good here. All right, you guys ready on Instagram? Instagram folks ready? Facebook folks ready? One of these times, I think I need to have an intermission because somewhere in the middle, I don't know if you guys picked up on it a couple of nights ago, I was in the middle of reading and I had something caught right here and I was trying to work it out without hacking or coughing. I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but it was pretty bad. All right, let's do it. Too many wires. Get that there, that there. I am your host, FatDag. You're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at FatDag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, and your celebrations, and I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode 105 of WhysAdvice. And man, just again, can't thank you enough for being here. For those of you who are following along on Facebook, you'll notice today in the middle of the day or closer to in the evening, I was checking the download numbers on the show, and we again hit an all-time high for a single-day record, and so it just made me want to celebrate. So I just kind of put a post out there saying, hey, if you see this, go ahead and text me, and the 23rd person who texts me, I'll send them a $50 Amazon gift card just for fun. Completely fun, completely random, but I think I'm going to kind of every once in a while do that. When we hit a new number for downloads in a single day, it's just a reason for me to kind of celebrate because that means you are sharing the show and that's what's making it grow. So thank you for that. I forget the number at the moment now, but it's like 9,700 downloads today, which was incredible. So thank you for continuing to share. If you want to be a part of that, then Facebook is probably where that's going to happen, but you never know. It may pop up somewhere else. We'll open the show with Jennifer. Jennifer writes in and says, "Hi, Mike. I had a major win and I had to share. Throughout my Weight Watchers journey, I have struggled with work travel and vacations. Well, I am happy to report that I returned from 3 weeks out of town and I stepped on the scale to find out that I had lost 2.2 pounds. I'm 7.4 pounds away from a healthy weight range. I honestly couldn't believe it. I tracked well for 2 weeks, but we were camping in Colorado last week with no cell or Wi-Fi service, so I didn't track. I had some slip-ups for sure, ice cream, fast food burgers twice, and a cocktail now and again. But looking back, I was mindful. I got in a ton of activity, hiking, mountain biking, etc. I am back to tracking Blue Dots, and I'm listening to your podcast daily now, but this was a major non-scale victory for me. I don't think I've ever lost weight on vacation, And I feel like maybe I've learned how to live a healthy and fit life. P.S. I'm focused on getting to lifetime and becoming a leader and eventually starting a meeting where I work. So stay tuned. I love your podcast. So thankful for all that you do. Most sincerely, Jen. Jen, man, you that is fantastic. Go on a vacation and come back with a 2.2 pound loss is incredible focus. There's a couple different ways to handle vacations, and everybody has their own way of doing it. And really, you can kind of, before you go, I want you to make a decision on what you expect when you get back, because that makes the planning easier. In your case, you said, I want to go on vacation, I want to track, and I want to lose weight, and I want to make sure I do that when I get back. That's one way. The other way is some people say, I'm going to go on vacation, I'm going to be mindful, and I'm just not going to care when I get back, and I'm just going to get right back on plan. So it's either losing weight, maintaining weight, or gaining weight are plans for vacation. Your preference was losing 2.2. It's the first time you've done it. That's absolutely cause for celebration. The reason I think that is so valuable to you and so wonderful is the fact that you've now proven in some of the hardest scenarios that you can lose weight. That you can, and not only just lose weight, you can actually maintain that healthy lifestyle that we're trying to develop. You have learned how to live a healthy and fit life. And because you've done that and you've learned that, you can take that lesson and you can apply it for the rest of your life. And if you want to stay at goal, you've proven you can get there and do that. I'm really proud of your email where it says that you want to become a leader and eventually start a meeting where you work. And I'm very proud of you for that, because this journey is hard work. And for all of us to stay focused, it takes somebody else to kind of keep us in that mindset. And being a leader is a huge responsibility. You're now taking ownership for other people and making sure that their education is going as they work their journey, and you're showing them that you can go on vacation and you can enjoy yourself, you can have a great time, and you can come back with a 2.2 pound loss. That's incredible work. You are proving that this is not a diet. This is a food education. And losing weight on vacation is absolutely a victory. You've been educated and you know how to survive all of the pitfalls because you are focused and getting it done. Jennifer, honored to share this victory with you. Keep up the amazing work. Write in when you get to goal. Amy writes in and says, hello, I'm a Weight Watchers leader too in Minnesota. I've been leading meetings since March of 2016. Thank you for having the podcast. It's exactly what I needed. I lead meetings, but I am not at my goal yet. I still have a ways to go, but I got so excited with my progress that I got cocky. Finding my way back to being a newbie has been tough, but with you as my wingman, your podcast, and Connect, I will get to goal again. I am a lifer over goal. I am down 55 pounds so far, and I'm headed for 75 to 85 pounds. Thank you for sharing your journey, Amy. Well, Amy, thank you again, just like we talked about. Thank you for being a leader. Thank you for stepping up, and thank you for giving the folks in your meeting room an amazing gift. The gift that you are giving them is that you're giving them a different way to see the program. You know, for many of us leaders who are, at lifetime and at goal, the journey for the folks in our room to some degree seems impossible because they just see us walking in at goal. They don't see the transition piece. The fact that you're willing to share your entire journey and you're sharing it at a point where you're the most vulnerable is very commendable. And so the gift that you're giving that meeting room is you're giving a room full of folks the opportunity to see firsthand that this can be done. You're showing them that you are the prize, and you're showing them that you can do it. And what I want you to do is I want you to dig deep into your own personal desires, your own personal will, and your own personal why. And I want you to dig deep, and I want you to show that meeting room that this can be done. I want you to show them how wonderful the journey can be. I then want you to show them why it's important. Because as you work this journey in real time with the folks in your meeting room, it validates everything to all of us that this is hard work. It takes focus. It takes discipline, and you have that, and you're willing to share it, and that is where we celebrate. So thank you for that. And just like you, when I wanted to be a leader, part of it was absolutely I wanted to give back. I wanted to say, hey, I found a way to do this. I didn't think it was possible. Connect taught me it was possible. My leader taught me it was possible. And then I wanted to make sure I shared that. And I also thought that there would be a certain level of accountability for me being a leader. And just like you, what I found is that you get a little bit of excited and you get a little bit of cockiness in you. And the accountability as being a leader is not the same as the accountability of being in the meeting room. It's a different level of accountability, and it takes a different level of focus. Combine that with all the extra work it takes to become a leader, and sure, it's easy to get off track. So I understand exactly where you're coming from. And so the support in a meeting room is significantly different than the support at the front of the meeting room. Continue to work your journey. Plug into an additional meeting if you need to. Continue to stick with the way that you're working the program. Continue to stick with Connect. Continue to stick with the podcast. And Amy, you will get done. And so thank you very much for writing in. Keep up the great work. Next up is Spencer. Spencer writes in and says, "Hey FatDag, I can't thank you enough for creating the podcast. It really does help. I listen every single morning as I get ready for the day. It's becoming a morning routine, and I get excited every time my phone notifies me that there is a new episode. I know it's incredibly hard work to manage your health goals, and so I know that I am incredibly grateful. I wanted to share a little bit about myself and my why. I am 25 years old, and before starting Weight Watchers, was living a very unhealthy lifestyle. For the past 2 years, I have tried losing weight and developing healthier habits. I've always had the will in me to do this, but I just haven't been able to stick with it. Finally, I could put words to my struggle and successes when you explained that we don't necessarily fail. Instead, we don't learn from our lessons, and we don't change our habits to match that learning. I just hit 6 months on Weight Watchers again. I tried once before about a year ago, and I have lost 75 pounds. Now, I want to add a disclaimer to this. I've been following the program, but I must advise listeners and other Weight Watchers that this isn't necessarily what will happen to you. The program recommends a 1 to 2 pound loss each week. I have a lot of weight to lose, so I presume that may be why I'm losing faster. I'm not really sure. But here's the thing. The weight loss isn't the only thing that's important to me. In fact, it's something I hardly focus on. For me, this journey is about getting healthier and living a healthy and fulfilling life. Many health concerns run in my family, and 6 months ago, I was putting myself in danger of a similar fate as many of my family members that have died due to complications with diabetes, heart disease, and unhealthy living. That is my why. I don't want to enable the deterioration of my health. I want to live a long life and see many milestones. If I'm going to leave this world because of these health concerns, I want to make sure it's purely because it was meant to be and that I had as much control over the fate as possible. Even more, throughout this process, I've been able to address some serious concerns that I had ignored. I had pushed aside any negative feelings I felt about myself and my body. Throughout the program, the meetings have helped me address some of my self-doubt and self-deprecation. I love myself more now than I ever have. Before Weight Watchers, I completely devoted my life to others. Weight Watchers forced me to focus on myself and made me realize that if I couldn't love myself, how on earth could I be able to love and care for others? The meetings have been life-changing. Literally. This journey has given me the courage to come out as a gay man and stop ignoring this part of me. Every day I can hear your voice saying, when you're out of points, stop eating points. I reach for that apple or a cup of steamed broccoli. My step count is a non-negotiable. Right now it's 8,000 steps, and I'll be moving to 10,000 soon. Speaking of steps, I'm a huge fan of the Nokia Health as well. My Steel HR tracker has been pivotal to my success. Without it, I could still get my steps, but I would have to push myself so much more. When I look down at my wrist, it's a constant reminder of my why and what I've accepted as non-negotiable. I'm thinking I'm halfway to goal, but I haven't set it yet, and I probably won't for a while. Right now, I'm living on the moment and working on these healthy goals. The most important thing to me is feeling healthy and in charge of my direction in life. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Spencer. Spencer, you understand this journey better than a lot of folks, I think, at this point. The journey absolutely is about getting our mind right and understanding that we have the ability to change our mindset and change our relationship with food and get to a healthy place where we're working out, doing some physical activity that keeps us healthy, and eating, making better choices to keep us healthy. If you reward your body by being healthy, it rewards you by dropping the weight it doesn't need. As you continue to work this plan, you're down 75 pounds. That doesn't happen by accident. Congratulations on hitting a 75-pound loss. I know you said in your own email you have a long way to go, and you're not focused on that, and neither am I, but we have to pause for just a moment and celebrate that you hit 75 pounds in your weight loss. You've had a lot of changes going along. At 25 years old, you have your entire life ahead of you. I am incredibly proud of you that at this early in your life, you have figured out what's important. Many of us don't get to that point until we're much older in life. We don't realize until we're 40, 50 years old that our life is creeping up, and at that point we start making the changes. No, sir, you at 25, you figure this out because you want to focus on your why, you want to get healthy, and you're getting it done. Now, for the past 2 years, when you tried losing weight before, and you always, you were developing the healthy habits and then slipping back out of them, what I would say there is at that point, you were focused on your how. There are many different ways to lose weight. It's pretty easy on paper on how to do it. And if you focus on how, what happens is, as you get bored, as you start a new how, and that all of a sudden becomes bored and you get complacent, you quickly abandon that. And if you don't focus on why you're doing it, it's very easy to get back into your old habits. With your sights clearly focused on a healthy and fulfilling life, that will carry you forward for a much long time. Now, I do want to address the big piece in your email that talks about the fact that you say you love yourself now more than you ever have, and I absolutely agree with that assessment. I think for me, that was a pivotal point in my journey, and I'm glad to see that you recognize it, and the way you've described it lets me know, too, that you can get to goal. Because when you start this journey, many of us aren't happy with who we are, and so we don't fully admit it, but we're not happy. And you're right, if you can't love yourself first, it's very difficult to appreciate everything else that's going on in the world. When you absolutely love who you are and who you are currently, at that point you can look at yourself and figure out how you want to improve. But you have to understand that you are the most important priority in your life. And when you get there, then you can say, okay, if I'm the priority, if I love exactly who I am today, for everything that I am today, then now I can look at everything and say, I love everything about me. Now, what would I improve upon? And in your case, you said you want to improve upon your weight and your health, and that now gives you the fuel to move forward. You're doing it for your health. Improving yourself for your health is so key, and you're getting it done. Spencer, it's an honor to walk this journey with you. Continue the great work. When you reach goal, write back in and let us know. Mike writes in and says, good evening, Dag. I rarely go on Connect, but I'm glad I found myself there tonight because I found your post. It comes at a much needed time. As of April 15th, I had lost 83.4 pounds, and I was at the lowest weight I'd been in at least 20 years. My Weight Watcher journey began on my son's 16th birthday in September of 2000. Like many others, I lost, and then I gained, and then I lost again. But unlike most others, I never stopped my membership, and I attended meetings religiously. I achieved Lifetime on May 6th, and of course I was cured. I'm paying for that right now. I'm working to regain my focus and my commitment. My Weight Watcher why is all about my health and my achieving the best readings I can for my blood work. My mantra has been, nothing tastes as good as healthy feels. As an emotional eater for most of my life, I continue to work on resisting the temptation to self-medicate with food. As one of my meeting colleagues put it so well, if hunger is not the problem, food is not the answer. I can tell you how many times I repeat that throughout the course of the day. I start my day with a mile swim. I am ready to reintroduce some weight routines for resistance training now that I have more time. I retired June 30th for the 6th time, and I'm trying to get it right this time. So for the purpose of that, my email is really just to thank you for the inspiration that I gained from your post tonight and the strategies that I too get from your guidelines, especially the one about not eating points when I'm out of points. It's pretty basic. I look forward to receiving your email updates as well. Be well. Best regards, Mike. Mike, congratulations on 83.4 pounds lost. That doesn't happen by accident. In order for you to get down 83.4 pounds, you had to understand somewhere in the journey why you were doing this. You had to then apply that to a how to get it done. You had to stay focused. You had to stay disciplined. And at some point, you had to figure out that when you're at a point, you had to stop eating points. You've got to go to that point. You've got to get to that place where you are able to say, would I rather have pizza or would I rather make goal? And we've talked about that in previous episodes. You can have both, but you can't have both all the time. At some point, one has to win out over the other. And if you choose goal more often than not, that's how you get 83.4 pounds down. That's how you continue going. You've achieved lifetime before. And just like we all say, yeah, you achieve lifetime and you think you're cured. And so we now know you have that beautiful you have the beautiful gift of knowing that you've hit lifetime, and two, you understand what happens if you don't continue to stay focused and working it. And so now you understand the journey in a bigger picture, and you certainly have the ability to get it done. You're absolutely right, as your meeting colleague put it so well. If hunger is not the problem, then food is not the answer. How often do we self-medicate with food only to find out that at the end of whatever the issue is still there. We're just now more upset because we tried to cure it with food rather than trying to address it exactly how it needed to be addressed. So that is very key in this journey, is understanding that if it's not the problem, food is not the answer. I'm glad to see that you start your day with a mile swim. That's incredible. I tried swimming before. It's incredibly hard work. So keep up the amazing work there. You absolutely you're on your path, Mike. You're getting it done. And again, just like everyone else, I can't wait to read your email when you make it back to lifetime at goal. Keep up the great work. Debbie writes in and says, thank you for all that you do. It is incredible to have such support from complete strangers, but I feel like we are all in this and better together. I started Weight Watchers in 1987, but in 2004 and again last January of 2016, I've never been so successful. It is different largely due to Connect, Facebook, and you. I am quite shy. It is an agony to be celebrated, but I want to thank you for all your hard work. If I ever get to Indianapolis, I will go to one of your meetings. I've lost 72 pounds with Weight Watchers and 100 pounds total. I can barely look at the old photos. I've not been this weight since I was a preteen, and I am 53. I go to the gym 7 days a week, and I'm happier when I am done with a workout. My body needs to move, and it sets me up for a very successful day, week, month, and the rest of my life. Thank you so much. Have a fabulous show. Hugs, Debbie, from hot and steamy South Texas. Debbie, 100 pounds down is incredible work. There is only a handful of people on this planet who can use that title, and I'm not even one of them. I couldn't get to that milestone. 91 pounds is where I had to stop. So you are in a very elite club of people who are super disciplined, super dedicated, super focused, and you have made it to the point where you have completely changed your life. I can't even imagine where in your scenario from preteen to 53, you are now at a weight that you have never been since that stage of being a preteen. So you are now in a completely different body because you have a completely different mindset. Having the support from the strangers and you feel like we're all in this together, what I can tell you is that we're not strangers. We just don't know each other, but that's not the definition of stranger. The beautiful thing about this entire community, whether you get the support from Facebook, whether you get it from Connect, whether you get it from the podcast, is that we are all walking this journey together, and no one understands the journey like someone who's walked it. That's why it's important. That's why I asked you to send your email in, because someone right now is going to hear our stories and hear this thing go, well, if Debbie can lose 100 pounds, then maybe I can do it. If Debbie, if she struggled from 87 to 04 to 016, well, maybe now's my time and I can get it done. And she goes to the gym 7 days a week. Well, I can set an attendance goal and I can go 7 days a week. I don't need to do anything crazy. I just need to get there. And you're doing it. You're getting it done. And that is absolutely worth celebrating. Before I open the show, we looked out on Facebook, and Hope, coming out of Instagram actually, Hope let me know that she's down 30 pounds today. So Hope, congratulations on 30 pounds. There's nothing like a solid round number of 20, 30, 40 to really let us know that we're doing something spectacular. You don't lose 30 pounds by accident. You lose 30 pounds by waking up and being focused every morning saying, what is it that I'm trying to do? And you set the wheels in motion to get that done. Congratulations on that. Along those same lines, on Facebook, Nither writes in and says, Dag, I am down 10%. 10% is an amazing milestone in this journey. Between 30 pounds from Hope and 10% from Nither, what that tells me is that you have the tools to get this done. You don't get additional tools. Nothing changes in your journey, but you've hit significant milestones that are measurable that you can then look at and say, I have done this. And at that point, if you've done that, if you've hit 10%, you can hit goal. That's right. If you've hit 10% in your weight loss, you can hit goal because nothing changes in the journey. You're focused on being healthy. You've made the decision to be healthy. You've probably made the decision at some point to track ketchup. And if you get a blue dot by tracking ketchup because you're doing everything the plan needs to do, that's how you win. And you make the healthy adjustments to get your life under control, and you've done it, and that is why we're celebrating. What is it that you're celebrating? I want to share it on the air. Go to FatDag.com, click on Listen Now, send in your comments, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. I really want you to email in your celebrations because I want you to be proud of what you're doing. I want you to share so the entire community knows that they're not alone in this journey, that we can do this together, and that somebody else understands the struggle like nobody else understands it. If you do that, and you stay focused, and you commit to yourself, and you love yourself enough to accept the scenario that you're in currently, then you can reassess and make whatever changes you need to completely change your life. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Whoop, whoop. Chris on Instagram, good to see you, brother. Always good when you pop in. And I saw there's another Chris on Facebook doing some crazy stuff too. So I'm going to pop through some of the, we roll through the Instagram comments and then we'll kind of end over there on Facebook. So another Chris, I saw Chris said you saw track ketchup. So I worked that into the show. Tracking ketchup is a monumental change in the journey. So great job with that for sure. Over here, there was a New York Yankees fan, right? Did I see a Yankees fan pop in here? Chris, are you still in here? So, dude, you're doing amazing work over, Chris. I'm very proud of you. I remember the first time we met, I'll never forget it. And, the heart that you showed and the dedication you showed and the commitment that you showed, I knew that day you were going to have some major success. I really did. And I'm glad to see that you believed it, and I'm glad to see you're continuing to get it done. So, Chris, keep up the great work. And for you today only, go Yankees. Ugh. Only for you, Chris, really. It hurts me to say that, but for you, I'll say it. Carrie, you're welcome. I see Carrie on Facebook. Ann, thank you. Yeah, 105. Woo! Thank you for that, Ann. Let's see, what else is that? Miss Charlotte's comment. I'll have to see if I can scroll through. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to scroll through and see if what I missed. It's too far up, but we'll continue the conversation for sure. Linda, thank you for that. So Charlotte says she lost 250 pounds and you gained almost all of it back. So Charlotte, here's what you need to know about that. That happens, right? And so what you need to focus on is the fact that you know for a fact. You don't have to guess about it. You don't have to wonder. You don't have to, nothing changes for you. What you know for 100% fact is that you can lose 250 pounds because you've done it before, right? So if you've done something before, the second time you do it, you can do it a little bit easier because you understand that it can be done. So your mind is free to continue to work it. So Charlotte, the fact that you've done it just remind you that you can continue to do it. Now you take different notes and you figure out where you faltered last time, and you figure out, you make a couple different adjustments. But I have complete faith that you can get it again because you've done it before. So keep up the great work for sure. Diane, thank you for sure. Nitha, whoop whoop, right? Very cool. Yeah, Maureen, this is a huge accountability partnership. Donna rode your bike the whole time. You know, it's funny. I get a lot of you guys. It's really cool. It's really cool that when you listen to the podcast, many of you are working out and exercising, which I think is very cool. I didn't anticipate that. I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't, because I listen to my podcast or in podcasts in general. I listen to them in the car, but it's amazing how many of you listen to them in your while you're working out. So thank you for that. On Instagram, Nick says, just told your entire meeting about you. Thank you. Expect the numbers to rise again. I think the numbers rise because you guys continue to share. So thank you for that. And I'll continue to try and we'll do the show every single day except for the days that we don't do it. That's the disclaimer. So Angie, thank you for that. Jeannie saying, yep, good evening to Chris and Barb. Yep, got it. Charlene says, great job, Donna. I agree with that. Barbara, good evening to you. Let's see. Look. So Denise is on her bike, and her 6th mile was the fastest time, and she high-fived a kid while he was riding his bike. So very cool. Yeah, Chef William over on Instagram. Yeah, I had the event in Bropocalypse. I had one of our major fundraisers here for the state, and so it was a couple days that I just couldn't get out of town, and then I had visitors come in. So the only way to have made it would have been one of those, like a red-eye Friday night, leaving here at like 10 p.m., and then had to be back by Saturday midday. So just logistically, it just could not happen this year. But but I heard from Kelly, and I talked about it. It sounded like it was a great event. So that was very cool. So and he talks very highly of you, which I thought was very cool. So Yvette says, to love yourself when you look in the mirror is why. Yeah, that's a great reason, Yvette, for sure. And you can get there. You know what? And Yvette, you don't need to get to goal to get there. You can do that today. You can make that decision today to do that. And I want you to do that. So Araceli is going to go Cardinals. So we got a Cardinals Cubs issue going on, and then at the same time the Yankees and the Red Sox issue going on. So there's a lot of baseball fans over here. Very fun. There we go. So Lisa says she tracked sugar-free gum, 2 pieces, 0 points, 3 pieces is a point. And so it's not. Let's be honest, right? A piece of gum is not going to be the issue that puts us overweight. But it's that same mindset of everything I do, I just need to be accountable for. And it's the big picture of the mindset that wins when you do something like that. So, Lisa, that means you're doing phenomenal work, so congratulations. Maureen on Facebook is my new best friend because she says, "Boo Yankees." So, yeah, so that is my new best friend there. William's asking how long I've been at Lifetime. So I hit my goal weight on September 20th. So we are a month away from 1 year at Lifetime. So I started in March of 16, and I went to September of 16 and lost 91 pounds. And then from September 16 to now, I've been at Lifetime. So, yeah, so Paula, you and I agree. Paula said Yankees, but only today. Yeah, Chris, I'm man. Go Red Sox. Maureen, good job, for sure. Let's see what else. Yeah, you guys. Nitha is right. I'm ready for some football is right. So go Patriots. Right? Very cool. Lisa saying go A's. So that's the beauty of doing a podcast from the entire country is everybody has their own region of where they're from, right? So very fun. Let's see what else I got going on. Yeah, so Maureen saying you don't track your gum, and so you're right. So I'm a big fan of tracking everything I eat. You use sugar-free and you chew. Your dentist hates me. I get it. And no smoking, and you're down 67 pounds. So what I always will say is that if what you're doing is working and you like the results that you're getting, then keep doing that, right? So if you're not getting the result that you want, that's when you need to dig deeper and say, okay, maybe I need to track ketchup. Maybe I need to track gum. Maybe I need to track the little things. But if you're not doing that and still getting the numbers that you like, continue doing it. Don't let me change your plan. So, Iris, thank you for that. Iris says Mike is the best, and I thank you. I appreciate it. I a little bit disagree, but I like it. Let's see. Yes, Chris and I. Chris. I don't know that it's a friendly rivalry, right? Funny. Araceli, I agree with you completely. One thing that I did not anticipate, and this is one of the things I love about the live show, whether it be on Instagram or Facebook, I did not anticipate that you guys would come on to the show and then be rooting each other on. I did not see that coming. I'll be completely honest with you. I thought that during the show you would sit quietly and you would listen, and then when the show was over we would chat. But what happens is I hear from a lot of you during the show, you guys are cheering each other on, and you're going back and forth, and that is just super cool. So it's like it really becomes a meeting, And so one of the things I know about this journey is that I didn't have the focus to stay focused from week to week, and so I could leave a meeting room and then 2 days later be completely off of my brain, distracted. And so this kind of fills that void until you can get back to your meeting room. So. Man, I love watching you guys interact with each other. So Chris is saying that your plan needs changing. So here's how you do it, Chris. Here is a gift to you. So if your plan needs change, if what you're doing is not working and you don't like the plan, then the number one thing you got to do is track everything that you're eating. That's important. Because here's an example, Chris. What did you have for lunch 3 days ago? Anybody on Facebook know? What did you have for lunch 3 days ago? What did you have for breakfast 4 days ago? Right, so I can't answer those questions, which means you probably can't answer those questions. But what I need to do is the only way you can change your plan is to know the answers to those questions. And the only way you'll know the answers to those questions is if you track everything. And so, Chris, if you're getting on the scale and you're not liking the numbers, what I need you to do is go, let me look at my week. And so I want you then, and I said this in my meeting tonight, I want you to look at your week, and I want you to then go, let me see if I can take 30 points out of this week somewhere. You have 7 days, and for easy, let's make it 28 points just for easy math. So if I can take 28 points out of my week, where would they come from? I can take 2 from this day, I can take 2 from this meal, I can take 2 from this meal, and then suddenly I've saved myself 28 points over the course of an entire week. That will show up differently on the scale. But the only way to understand that is to track everything every day so that when you get data that you don't like, you can make an adjustment by looking at an entire week. If you have to guess going backwards, you can never make that change. So, and some of us eat the same thing every single day. And so if we can do that for life, we're going to be okay. Let's see. Stephen is saying, go Cubs. So we'll have to find a way to boot and ban Stephen for sure. Let's see what else we got. I know, Paula, right? Go Cubs. Really? Gloria says, Charlotte, you lost 85 pounds and you gained 45 back, and you're now back and you have 51.8 since January. So you have your whys. So again, you have the same gift as the fact that if you know you physically can do it, that's way different than when you started. When you started, you didn't know you could do it. Now you at least know you can do it, and you just make the adjustment to maintain it. Maureen, 10 p.m. Eastern time seems to be the time slot that I'm falling into more often. So, and you're right. And like Linda says, I do this every single day, except for the days that I don't. And that's as much as I can give you. Hey, there may come a time, and I'm not at all committing to this, but there may come a time where, if this needs a consistent time slot, then we'll have to figure it out. But right now, I just enjoy being able to do this when I have time to do it and I can work it into my schedule. So, and I know you guys all get that and understand that. So Enz has already ridden her bike and made healthy lunch instead for tomorrow. So very cool. So Lisa's been very good at tracking the past 2 days you've tracked, but have gone over my points. So that's the first step, Lisa. So you have to actually track everything. And once you track everything, then I need you to then look at that day and go, okay, what could I have done differently? So a great example is if you get 30 points a day and you track 40, let's just say, then look at that day and say, what could I have done differently? Could I have maybe for lunch I could have not had that 8-point bag of chips? Okay, so now you just saved yourself 8 points. Okay, maybe for dinner, instead of 4 cups of pasta, I could have had 3 cups of pasta. You'll be amazingly surprised at how little food your body needs to survive if you stay on plan and plan properly. But the only way to make those adjustments is to look back at the week and make the adjustments, and you got to track to do that. Shout out to Steve's 2016 World Champion Cubs. Okay, we'll skip that. Nikki's listening in the car. Let's see. Yeah, very funny. Gloria says she's gone back to show 1 and been re-listening while working out. So yeah, that's one of the things that I was thinking about that today as I was driving home is that someone who just starting this journey, someone day 1 today, if they were to find this podcast on day 1, they have 105 episodes for 105 days consecutive. They will have something they can listen to help them keep focused. Now, I thought that was so cool. And then by the time they get to 105, we'll have added probably another 75. So they have 200 days consecutive to, if they started today. And so I know from my wingman kept me focused daily, and that's what got me to goal. So now we have enough tools built into this podcast that someone can listen every single day and get this done. And then, as Gloria states, you can go back and re-listen. Chris is saying something about 27 rings. I'm not sure what that means. That's so funny, man. These Yankees fans. Maybe I'm going to wear a Yankees jersey to my next podcast. That'll be a quick way to end the show. Let's see. So Colby says, you don't really use Connect and you're having good success. You think working it, is it necessary to get to goal? Is Connect, so I'm not, Colby, I don't understand your question. So are you asking, is it necessary for you to get to goal, or is it necessary for you to use Connect to get to goal? I'm assuming you're asking, is it necessary to use Connect to get to goal? And no, and if you're not on Connect and if you're liking the results you're getting, continue doing what you're doing. If for some reason you don't like the results you're getting, that's when you then add tools. You take away things. You do some different things. So, Nitha's off to bed. Good night. And dude, Chris, you're killing it. So Chris tracks everything, even cooking sprays. That's phenomenal work. And that's why you're getting great success. We should party September 20th. Okay. Let's see. All right. Lots of comments coming in here. Scrolling through. Scrolling through. We're talking a lot about football over on Facebook. So on Instagram, Mom is saying you're on track and you track like a trooper, 3 pounds down at weigh-in today. And that's incredible work. Does it feel good? 3 pounds is significant. You don't do it on accident. 3 pounds is in a focused week for sure. So great job. Yeah, so Chris is from New York, so that explains it. We give him a pass there. Let's see. Yeah, Denise says, yeah, don't do that. That's funny. Paula says she went on a 3-week vacation and you lost 3 pounds. You got a trial gym membership. You swam and you walked. That's great. That's how you do it. You do it by just changing. Sorry, has that been annoying? You do it by just changing your lifestyle. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, Donna, this is a meeting. I know. All right, scrolling through. Let's see. Yeah, a fidget spinner. I have a fidget spinner. I don't know where it is, but I have one somewhere. All right, scrolling through. I'm going to skip ahead for a little bit. So if I miss something critical, then retype it. I'm going to get kind of a lot going on. All right. So let's see. William is saying he's 6 pounds away from getting out of obesity on the BMI chart. Man, that's incredible. That's incredible work, man. So keep up that focus, because that's one of those milestones that you celebrate and you go, you almost can't believe it. And dude, I've seen your photos. You look fantastic. So great job. So, all right, I think we're down kind of the bottom. Looks like Mom checked in. I didn't see what your post said, but yeah, Mom had a great weigh-in today, so that's kind of fun. Yeah. Lucy, this provides some sort of anonymity. What's the word? Anonymousness, whatever the word is. So Gloria saying you love the week topic on Mythbusters, and so one of the things I try not to do, Gloria, is I really try not to hit the week topic, because I do not want to replace your meeting. So I will talk about things that whatever come in via email, but I don't want to compete with for 2 reasons. One, I don't want to compete with the week's topic, but 2 is because I do this daily. What day of the week would I talk about it, right? So again, the intent is not to not to replace your meeting. The intent is to supplement your meeting. So, and Charlene is exactly right. So a lot of people who are online only, or your meeting is too far away, then this is a great tool. So I'm glad for that. So, all right. Well, I am Kirby's checked in. I missed Kirby checking in. Kirby, good to see you for sure. I can't wait till you're back on a normal time zone, for sure. There we go. So, all right, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Those of you on Instagram, thank you for being here. Instagram's a little more difficult for me to interact with you as well. So Facebook is the preferred, but I'm giving it a go. But at some point, we'll see how that continues to go. The folks in Facebook, always glad to have you out here. It's very cool to just kind of hang with you before the show, and then of course after the show. The thing that I know and what you guys have picked up on, and I said it a little bit earlier, is then this just takes focus, and it takes us all plugging together, working together, cheering each other on. And when we see other people have success, then we want a part of it. I want you to be the prize. I want you to show somebody else how amazing your life can be if you just get to a point where you love where you're at and then make the changes that you just really want. Keep up the great work. It takes focus. It takes discipline. It's hard work. It really is hard work, but you're doing it. And not only are you doing it, you can continue to do it, and you can do it for the rest of your life. I continue to thank you for being my wingman. It's an honor to walk this journey with you. I wish you nothing but the absolute best of focus. Have a good night. I stay with the Facebook group longer. Don't tell the people on Instagram. All the people on Instagram I turned Instagram off. But the people on Facebook, you get a couple extra seconds. Good night.